Hey there, everybody. It's Kim here from KimStedman.com. And this is really just a message for my writers and for my creators. Something that's been a topic that's been coming up in the creative world. And it's really just how do we keep on writing and creating during these unprecedented times? And so after doing some journaling and talking with actually an entrepreneur who posed this question to her business folks, I thought, you know what? That's exactly kind of what I've been thinking about in my writing and creativity world. And it was, how do I just, keep on going during these unprecedented times, because they are unprecedented. We've been living in some unprecedented times for the past, 2.5 years or so. So yeah, how do I keep going? A lot of the writers and creatives that I know tend to be introverts and very empathetic. And so when going through tumultuous times, we kind of feel on a deeper level than maybe some folks. Although I think a lot of people feel, I'm not saying that we feel all the feels, but that is one of the points, is just some tips on how do you keep creating and writing. And that is acknowledge your feelings. Acknowledge your feelings of what you're feeling, and don't try to stuff it. If you're upset, acknowledge that you're upset. If you're confused, if you're tired, if it's just, tiring you out, let's acknowledge it. And let's not judge how somebody else is responding. So, you may see a friend that seems to not be posting anything about any of the times or anything like that. And don't judge how they are responding. Just stay in your own wheelhouse, stay in your own circle. That's what it all comes down to. Stay in your own self, stay in your own lane, and feel the feels. And but I want to give you some tips. I want to give you some tips that has helped me over the past couple of years. And I'm really even leaning into them even more. Okay. And so number one, and this was something that my business friend told me, was, do something today that your future self will thank you for. So that kind of keeps me out of the stagnant mode, because I can tend to get very introspective, can pull away and just say, well, forget it. I'm just not going to do anything. And, but what will my future self thank me for? Well, my future self will thank me that I went ahead and set the timer and I wrote for an hour today. My future self will thank me that I pulled out the manuscript and I edited today, self-edited today. Do something that your future self will thank you for. Take time away from the screen. So yeah, you're watching the screen right now if you're watching this video. But we are just in a day and age of that. They're literally, we can consume visually 24/7 if we wanted to, because there's news outlets, there's social media outlets, there's entertainment outlets. We have this power at our fingertips that we can consume constantly, but our bodies weren't made to consume constantly. We have to have that pause so that we can get rid of some of the knowledge, or get rid of just some of the whatever we've consumed. We're just not meant physiologically and mentally to be able to just constantly be in this consumption mode. That's why rest is so important. And so, for me, I choose my couple of news outlets that I watch, and I'm subscribed to a couple of email newsletters that's about news and world news events, and they do a pretty good job of reporting both sides. And I get informed by those. And then I have an app for a local news channel just to see what's going on locally. And then I'm done. I have to step away. I've been informed, and now I go on and do my dues, right? Do whatever. But because I can be just as tempted to stay glued in to the news channels during an event. Okay, I'm not saying I'm perfect. And I feel it afterwards, after I've done that. So I'm really leaning more now on, I don't even turn on the news for a long consumption part. It's like I see it, okay, I'm informed, and then I have to shut it off. And that's the way I have to internally deal with it. I'm not sticking my head in the sand, but I just can't, I physically, emotionally can't do all this consumption. Okay. Something else that I think is super, super important for just my creativity and for my writing is to get outside daily for some amount of time. Now, today it's nice and warm. A week ago, it was freezing, literally. It was below freezing. And so I didn't spend a lot of time out, but I did, go out and at least get some fresh air. There's just something for my creativity and for my creative world and mindset and being able to do that which I need to do when I can get outside, enjoy some sunshine, get out and romp with the dogs. They, love to run around. And I just find that very helpful and soothing for myself. Something else that that kind of has to do with doing something that your future self will thank you for is do what you can control. And so that's kind of leads back to consuming so much news and everything. There can be things going on and you can't control some of that stuff. I can't control it. And so, but I can do something that I can control. I can make the choice. I can make my own decision to do some actions that move me towards a goal. I can choose my mindset on how I react to something. I can choose my mindset. Just having that little bit of power, that little bit power of choice and choosing. I told you a while ago, feel the feels, choose the choose. Choose to do something that you can control. Spend some time with people that you enjoy. Hopefully you have a little circle of some friends that you can spend some time, hopefully a hug, some one-on-time face-to-face time, but it may even just be a phone call. It may be, just talking with some people, but having that human connection. Spending time telling people that you love them, that you care about them, that you're praying for them. And then the last two is really, my business friend is the one that got me hooked on this. And it was go learn something and then teach what you learn to somebody else. And that really is another choice of doing that which you can control. I can choose to learn something, whether it's how to make a doodle drawing of a dog, or if it's learning a new recipe, or learning finding a food show and learning some of the new food techniques and, whatever, learning something and then sharing it with others. And that can be in the form of whatever. It doesn't, just because we're writers, it doesn't mean we write all the time, right? So, just those little bit of things help me to keep in the writing and the creative mode. It's some little actions that I'm able to do and to implement into my life. I'm thankful for my friend Jordan sharing those last two tips, because that really, she has said it before, and it kind of reiterated it again when she said it. So hopefully these tips will help you to kind of keep your sanctuary. Your writing world. You're creating your writing world, that atmosphere around you, and there's many layers of your writing sanctuary, and this is just one of the little tidbits, one of the tips that hopefully can help you to keep some of the peace in your writing sanctuary so that you can keep moving forward with your writing dreams and with your writing goals. So click subscribe or like or whatever, so that we can keep in touch, and I'll share some more tips with you.